High yield savings accounts. You probably heard of them already. I'm pretty sure they're everywhere now. Even Apple started their own. But if you don't have your money in one of these, you're just throwing money away, guys. I don't know what to tell you. In case you didn't know, like the big time banks like Bank of America and Chase, Wells Fargo, these guys pay probably like Chase. Let's use Chase, for example. I know them for sure because I used to have Chase. And actually, I still do, but I don't keep my money in there. I just use it for transfers because the way my money's set up, never mind. But anyway, so Chase, right? They pay you 0.01% per year on your money. I don't know. Some of you guys don't know math or you're not very good at it, right? If you had $10,000 in the bank, Chase will give you $1 per year. That's about 8 cents per month, right? That's ridiculous. You have to have $10,000 just to get that, right? That doesn't make any sense. Now, the interest that these banks give you is based on, high yield saving banks anyway. The interest they give you is based on the interest rates, right? When the Fed cuts interest rates, then these rates actually go down. But when interest rates are high, like it's high to borrow money, when you go buy a car, when you're buying a house, if interest rates are high, then you should definitely have your money in the bank. Now, don't get me wrong, the way inflation's been running lately, you're probably not going to beat inflation with a high yield savings account. And this is why you subscribe to my channel, because I teach you how to do that with investing to beat inflation. However, your emergency stash should at least be in a high yield savings account. For example, recently, you can get interest rates on a high yield as high as 5% in certain banks. But recently, on the average, you will see mostly around 4%, right? 4.5, blah, blah, blah. Let's use 4 for easy numbers. Now, that same $10,000, if you had it in a high yield savings account giving you 4%, that gives you $400 a year, which is about $33 a month. Now, if you watched any of my old videos, especially the one with the custodian account with the kids, you can take $33 a month, put that in S&P 500, and trust me, that will compound to a lot of money by the time you retire. So it's free money. I mean, you're saving the money anyway. You might as well get it, get the free money for it. Like, why not? Why would you keep 10 grand with Chase, who pays you $1 a year, versus 10 grand with a high yield who's paying you $400 a year? I mean, it's a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't know about these things. Now, me personally, I've been using Ally Bank for a long time. I'm talking about probably 20 years. When I first signed up with Ally, it was actually GMAC Bank. So some of you might know what GMAC was. If you don't, forget about it. But that's what it was then, right? And I'm talking about I've experienced 5.5% of my money in the bank at times, and I've experienced 0.50 0.50% on my money in the bank. And I think that might have been the lowest. So even at the lowest, Ally was paying me 0.5% when Chase is paying you 0.01%. Not even 0.01. So even at the worst, I was still getting the best out of my interest, out of my money that was stashed away. So now I've been telling people a lot about this. There are different companies now that do this. Capital One has accounts where you can get high yields interest. I just mentioned Ally Bank. SoFi, which is a new company on the rise, they have a bank where you can deposit money, a savings where you can deposit money and get interest. I mentioned earlier, Apple even has a bank. They're not really a bank, but they have an account where you can deposit money and gain interest. So there's a lot of accounts that you can get out there. Just do your research. You'll be able to find a bunch of them. Just click high yields savings account and a bunch of banks pop up. Just do your research on which ones are the most popular. I think Ally, like I said, I've had Ally since it was GMAC. That was probably like 20 years ago, maybe even more. I don't know. But they're been around for a long time and they're well known. I've seen their ads during the Super Bowl. So, they're a company that's going to stick around. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But you should do your research, because if you don't have your money in a high yield savings, you are wasting money. You're throwing money away because maybe you don't have $10,000 saved up, But just think about it. If you had 10 grand, what if you had more than 10 grand? So with 10 grand, you're making $33 a month. You know what I mean? With 20 grand, you have $66 a month and so on. And this is only at 4%. What if we had a height of 5%? I mean, right now, currently we're in October of 2025. So interest rates are starting to be cut. So that interest is going lower and lower. So right now, I think we're around like 3.8%. But still, it's 3.8% you weren't getting before. It's free money. You get it no matter what. Your money's safe. You can pull it out, savings whenever you want. It's safe and it's making you money. Always try to make your money make more money, right? The goal is not to work hard for your money. Let your money work hard for you, all right? So hopefully that will help you guys. And if you didn't know about high yield savings, you just were introduced to it. And if you did know and you were just procrastinating, stop it. Because you're not that rich to be giving away money, man. They're giving you money for free. Go get it, all right? See you guys in the next one.